Hi everyone, it's Dolly with Crafty Mermaid Mom. I hope you guys are enjoying your day. Today I have a thrift haul to share with you, and this thrift haul is going to consist primarily of children's used books. So the reason why I have been on a hunt for children's used books lately is because I have been obsessed with trying to learn how to make junk journals and children's altered books. So let me tell you what got me started on this. A few months back, my dear friend Dawn at Dawn H Creates made me the most beautiful junk journal. It was an ocean themed, mermaid themed junk journal, and I love it. To this day, I still flip through it and try to get inspired so that when I create something, I can kind of learn and incorporate some of the things she did into my own book. The other person who truly inspired me as well is Pam Van E. If you guys follow her, you will know that she is just a very creative woman who does so many of the children's altered books and just children's books. And if you're not following her already, you have to check out her videos. She's amazing. I want a giveaway that she was holding a while back, and I ended up winning a Humpty Dumpty children's book, and it is the cutest book. I still have it. Again, I still flip through it for inspiration. I love it. It's very, very colorful, and those kind of books make me so happy. It just brings me back to my childhood. So anyway, I have been obsessed with watching so many of the talented YouTubers who have created the junk journals in the past. And the best part about it is that there are so many different ways that you can create a junk journal. There's several methods, and so many creative YouTubers who, share their methods. And one of the people that I have been watching is a very talented woman by the name of Crafty Irina, which I'm sure all of you have heard of her. She does tutorials, and they're very, very easy to follow. I love watching her. She's amazing. So many other women who have done tutorials that I wish I could name them all because they're all just so talented. The other thing I have been obsessed with is watching the thrift hauls. I love thrift hauls, and I think I love them so much because, first of all, the things that you find when you go thrift shopping are just so unique. Secondly, you can't beat the prices. It's amazing. And there are things that you're not going to be able to find at Target or at Walmart, and I'm just always so amazed and fascinated by all the things that I can find. In fact, my friends Corn Riley with Cornflower Crafts and also Tammy with My World in OKC, these two women do some really fun thrift hauls, and I love watching their hauls because they come back with some really cool vintage items. And Tammy does a lot of books as well. She comes back with really great vintage finds. So it's so inspiring to watch these, and I think that's why I love watching them so much. But anyway, I did end up going to a thrift store that was a little bit further from my home because I think I have mentioned this before, that some of the thrift stores in my area, they're still really high priced. You go in and a book is $5. Well, if that's the case, I would rather go to Dollar Tree and get a book for $1, especially if I'm just gonna, tear it apart. A lot of the books I found were children's books that I think were a fairly decent price, that I don't feel so bad taking them apart. And also I found some books that I will not be taking apart because I feel like they are very sentimental. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I want to share what I found with all of you. Here we go. So the first set of books that I was able to find were Walt Disney books. I would have probably preferred them if they were golden books, but they are not. They're the hard covers, but they've got that kind of shiny feel to them. So I don't know if I would even want to alter these. As far as the outside, I'd probably keep them as is. But for 75 cents, this is a Walt Disney book, and it's the Jungle Book. I really do like this story. my kids had this on video when they were younger, and I always loved that. The second book is Beauty and the Beast, and I thought this was really pretty. The colors in here are really bright. This was not 25 cents, it was actually 50 cents. And the Jungle Book was 75 cents. Now, I don't know why they price these so differently. They're the same exact types of books, but I think maybe Beauty and the Beast is a lot more popular, so they probably have more of these. That's why this is probably only 50 cents. The next one is Lion King, and by the way, my eldest daughter, this was her favorite movie growing up, was Beauty and the Beast. My middle daughter, this was her favorite movie growing up, was Lion King. And then I couldn't find Little Mermaid. That was my youngest daughter. Her video growing up, that was her favorite one. I also found Pooh's Grand Adventure for 50 cents. And let me show you, it's also got really colorful photos inside. I love that. I don't think I opened this up. So the Lion King also, very bright, very pretty colors. These were all 50 cents, so really out of these four, the Jungle Book was the only one that was 75 cents, probably because they are not easy to find. The other one that I found, which brings me back to my childhood, is this one. And it's Little Bear's Visit, and I love it. It reminds me of my childhood. I don't know what edition or what year this one was published. Copyright 1961. And this one was renewed in 1989. But I still remember reading this book back in the day. And you guys, this is not as colorful, but I love the two-tone, the black and white with the greens in this one. This one would be fun. Okay, and then here's another one that I got, which I love so much. I remember this, also reading this as a child. It's Bedtime for Francis, and I don't know if any of you guys are my age or around that age that you remember these books. So I love this book, and it just, you know, going through those children's books, it was just so fun because it just brought me back. And I think this one would be fun to do the altered children's book in. And then I also stopped by the Dollar Tree. I found this one, it was kind of iffy. I didn't know whether I wanted it or not, and I ended up getting it for $1. And it's called the Sleepover Spellbration Party Planner. So all of these are hardbacks, and so is this. I was surprised to find this because my Dollar Tree doesn't really have that many hardback children's books. So this one, you know, is cute, but at the same time, I think I fell in love with this because look at how bright these pages are. And it's a party planner, so all of the pages are really, really unique, and they're just so pretty. So I thought these would be so cute to use in an altered journal or an altered book because look at, they're just so bright and just so pretty. There's even stickers in here. So, oh, they're stencils. I'm sorry. So these come out. These are stencils. And then I thought I saw stickers in here, but I guess not. So they are stencils. They're not stickers, but that to me for $1 was really worth it. And then, so back to the thrift store. This one is so cute. It's called Christmas Joy. And this one looks like a brand new book, you guys. It does not even look like it's been read. So look at how cute this is. Isn't this beautiful? I don't know if I even want to take this one apart. I think I might just keep this because it's just so cute. So what it is it's just a book of Christmas things to do and Christmas events and recipes and fun games and all kinds of things to do for Christmas. I just thought it was so pretty, and I love the illustrations in this. Look at how beautiful these drawings are. So I fell in love with this book. Yeah, and you know, I don't think I can take this apart. It's just too cute. So I think I'm going to keep this. And this was only 50 cents. This was actually from the same store as these other ones. This one was the Dollar Tree. Okay, so the other one that I found that I really, really was happy to find was this one right here. It's a Mary Englebright book, and it's called Pals, How cute is this? You know, I've always loved all of the Mary Engelbreit pictures. So this one is just filled with all of the cute pictures. See, how cute would these be for like cards or whatever? And I don't know. I don't think I'm going to take this one apart too. Here I am again. I'm buying books, and you know, it's going to be really hard for me to take a lot of these apart. So I have selected a few that I know I'm not going to touch, only because I really love them and I really love the illustrations in them, that I would not want to ruin them. Isn't that pretty? So, so cute. So I love this book. It's one of the favorites that I chose. All right, so then here's another Walt Disney book, and this one's a little bit more vintage. So the difference between this and the other Disney books that I showed you is I can tell this is older because the cover has got more of a matte finish. It's not shiny, and let's see when this one was published, or when this one was printed. I don't think it even says. So no, I don't think this says when this one was printed, but oh yeah, it does. Here it is. Okay. 1983. So this has to be a reprint, of course, but you know, it's got like the really matte feel to it, and I really like it, and it's called Fool's Gold. I thought that would make a cute junk journal as well. Okay, so here are two other vintage books. Well, to me, I consider them vintage. Not that they are vintage. I just say they're vintage because they are books that I read when I was younger. So this one is Madeline. Do you guys remember this book? I loved reading Madeline. And this one is the original Madeline. And look at the pictures in here. You know, they're not as colorful, but they bring back really sweet memories for me. 50 cents. And then this one is Madeline in London, also 50 cents. And again, these cute little pictures. And I just love the rhyme of the story. So I think it'd be cute to add these if I ever did decide to take these apart. The other two, let me tell you, this next one, I have to say by far is probably one of my favorite finds. And this has a lot of meaning to me that I will not be taking this apart, because this was probably one of my favorite books. And my kids, you know, read this too when they were young, and they remember it, but they don't seem to, I guess they don't seem to value it as much as I do, because when I was young, this book was very funny for me, and I don't think they thought it was as funny, but oh well, to me it was funny. So here it is. I don't know if any of you guys remember Amelia Bedelia. Do you remember? She was a maid, and they would hire her to do stuff in the house, and she would totally do everything wrong. Like if they told her to dress the turkey, instead of, you know, fixing it, she would put a suit on it, or, you know, really silly things like that. Draw the drapes, instead of drawing the drapes, she would actually literally draw a picture of the drape. So when I saw this, I couldn't believe it, because it's in such a good condition, and it's the old original cover. So let me see when this was. Okay, so this one, the copyright is 1963. And you guys, when I saw this, I almost cried, because it just reminded me of when I was little. I remember checking this book out so many times at the library, seriously. And I just love it. So Amelia Bedelia, I won't be taking this apart, because like I said, I want to keep that and I want to hold on to that. Okay, so I found another vintage book that I'm really excited about. Look at this. It's a tiny Grimm's fairy tale, and look at how thick it is. I mean, for a tiny book like this, you get so many fairy tales, and you can tell this is old too. So look at, the books are already faded. I wouldn't even have to distress them, because they've got that tint, that old vintage tint to them already. And this one is, you can tell this is old because it was only $1.25 back when it was first printed. And let me see. So, okay, look, 1963. So I really like this one, and I don't know if I can take this one apart either because it's just so cute. I love that. Okay, so I did find something that was a little bit newer, but I had to have it because it's a cute little book that I don't mind tearing apart because I only got this for 75 cents. And you guys, I think I didn't tell you how much of these were. I want to say this one was about maybe $1.25. And then I think this one too was about $1.25 for the Amelia Bedelia. Okay, so this is called The Letter, and it's a small novel, but I love the size of the book. And I think what got me on this, and I'm glad I took the cover off, is the fact that it has a fabric cover. I love that. So I would love to do a little mini journal because this book is thick. I would love to take some of the pages from here and keep them in here and then add additional pages. But I fell in love with the color of this book, and I fell in love with the fact that it's like a fabric cover. So this one was 75 cents. All right, so let me show you one other one that I had to get, and I didn't get it for the cover. I got it for the insides. So here's another book I found, and I actually tore this one apart already. I wanted to do the tea dyes or the coffee dye on the pages. It's this mini book right here, and it's a book of like music. And so I fell in love with this because it's so small. Like normally if you had piano notes or music notes, the books are larger, and this one is so tiny that I had to grab it because I thought I thought it would be perfect to use these little pieces in my junk journals. Also, it's got a really nice cover, but the cover is like really thick and hard. I could reuse this if I wanted to, but I really bought this one for the meat, for the insides. So this is what the inside looks like, and it was actually thicker than this, twice the size, but as you can see, I already started using the pages. What I did is I took half of this and I already coffee dyed them, and let me show you what my pages look like. So here are my pages. Isn't that beautiful how they came out? I loved how these came out. So I can these are ready to go. I can just use them in my journal. If I wanted just a small sheet of music, I can just take a page and use it, and it's ready. And you guys, it was so funny because I did this on Sunday, and my mom was over, and she noticed that I was doing something really weird and taking these apart, and she asked me why I was destroying this book. So I had to explain that whole thing to her about how I wanted to make it look old and how I wanted to dye it. And she says, "You're ruining a great book." And I said, "I know, I feel really bad, but you'll see what I do in the end." And I showed her one of my other books, and she liked it, but she still didn't feel it was right, tearing apart the book. And she says to me, "I don't understand why you would buy a perfectly good book just to destroy it." And in fact, she goes, "I don't even understand why the kids buy clothes in these stores only to look for the ones with holes or rips or, something that already looks destroyed or used. I'm so confused." And so I just had to explain to her that it was just the style. It was just the way that, the new generation is that they like that kind of grunge look. So I'm going to put this one aside and then show you the last of my haul. And this is a great bargain, you guys. So I'm going to put these aside. So I have been wanting to try creating or making the little golden books, and I have not had any luck with finding any golden books until I went to this thrift store. I feel like I got so lucky, you guys, because when I walked in, this was actually one of the first things that I saw. Look at this. It's 12 favorite little golden books for Christmas, and it looks vintage. It looks like the older ones. I'm not sure if it is, but I don't care. They are so cute. And so look at this. All of these were $1.50. Everything, not each, for the whole thing. I got it for $1.50. So I have Rudolph. How cute would that be? I have Baby's Christmas, The Little Christmas Elf, The Night Before Christmas. I love this. I can't wait to do a journal with that. The Christmas Story, The 12 Days of Christmas. I'm going to love that. The biggest, most beautiful Christmas tree. Ooh, this one will be fun to work with. The Animals Christmas Eve. Jingle Bells. The Christmas Tree That Grew. The Nutcracker. And you guys, my kids used to have this story. So I want to make one for them using this book. And then Frosty the Snowman. Now, isn't that a great deal for $1.50 for all of these books? I was just so floored to get all of these. I am going to have so much fun with these, especially since my purpose was to go and find golden books. Now, I found a few more, but I found the golden books, which I am so thrilled about. I really enjoyed sharing all of these with you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this haul. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.